Right, so we're struggling to get younger members to join our club. So my son was the youngest member of our club at 14, and he's now 17, and we're still struggling to get younger members. So I said I'll make something a little bit outlandish, and I'll do it on a budget. So it's a double O layout I've disguised as an O gauge layout. So the engines themselves, that's a class 73 engine. I've just created a shell that fits over top of it. And the same with this. This is a Midland Flyer, the cheapest Hornby train you can buy. I've just created a shell that fits over top of it. That turntable is a Hornby turntable, again cheap, and I've hidden it. The track, I've just cut the sleepers out of inside there. And I've reused those sleepers to make the buffers, so it's all kind of reused. This is granny weave, but you make crochet patterns and things and cross stitch. This is insulation board, but I made to look like concrete. The copper tubing here, that's a marble run toy you get from Argos, like 100 pieces for like a fiver or something. You run marbles through it. I just painted it look like copper. These big silos are Pringle tubes, which obviously I ate the Pringle tube. Ate the Pringles to make sure I've got enough silos. The walkways at the back here, that's what goes underneath the little stones in your fish tank. These here. The lighting, that's fairy lights I got from Poundland. The crane used to be a Star Wars turbo laser that I repurposed. So the whole thing was done on a budget to try to show youngsters, or get youngsters into the hobby, and it doesn't have to cost a fortune. So there's been a narrative to it. Always like whenever I'm doing projects, I have a narrative. So the guys in the orange, other than this little robot here, none of them are actually doing any work. So they're arguing about doing no work. This guy over here is thinking about doing no work. He's on the phone to the union about doing no work. And this one here, he's got his binoculars and his clipboard, and he's taking names of everyone doing no work. So it's all based on real life. Yeah, about six weeks once I've got all the pieces. It took me a little while to kind of gather all the bits that I wanted. But once I've got enough bits, about 6 weeks from start to finish to get it all done and painted and up and running. So I do all the modelling side of it, and my son does all the trains and the track and the wiring. So it's a team effort, father and son, from the electric side of things. The turntable, I think, was the most challenging bit, wasn't it? To try to understand how that works, because that to me was utter sorcery. But my son kind of got his head around it in the end, so that was probably the most challenging. And to me, probably designing that loco was probably the most challenging, because it was in multiple parts and it's actually got lights. So that was the most challenging, to design that to fit over top of that size engine, and because it's got two sets of bogies, to get it to work and to fit through all the tunnels and stuff. That was the most challenging modelling bit.
Thank you.
Do you like? Any good?
Yeah. A bit high.
Had that earlier, no, last time, the little girl came up and goes, it's too dirty, so too dirty. And we won't go near it. It's an O gauge narrow layout, but it's actually a double O layout. I've just made the shells that fit over top of all the stuff. So even like the stock, that's just a standard tank wagon. I've just ripped the tank off, reused it over here, and made it O gauge. So the whole thing is actually double O.
Okay.
All the trains, that's like a double O scale 73. I've just built a chassis of O gauge to fit over top of it. So the whole thing is actually a double O. I've just disguised it as O gauge.
Okay.
So, because O gauge is really expensive, so I just did it on the cheap.
Okay.
Yeah, so these big silos, they're Pringle tubes.
Alright.
All the copper piping here, that's a marble run game.
Okay.
The plastic game that you run the marbles through. I just painted it to look like copper.
Okay.
It's all made on a bit of insulation board. I've just carved it up and made it look like concrete. So they're all on the cheap. This used to be a Star Wars turbo laser I've repurposed into a crane. I picked up a car boot sale. So it's all just done as cheap as possible with the cheapest trains. All the train track, that's train set track that come with the Smoky Joe Flyer. I've just cut the sleepers out to make it look like it's something special. But it's not, it's just cheapest track you can get.
That's very nice. Thank you.
Oh, I always enjoyed the show. joys of a Hornby turntable.
Just make it look that way.
The whole thing was done on a budget, so I had to buy a Hornby one because it's cheap. But it has, so without having to worry about lining up perfectly, which meant I could then hide it and not have to worry about it.
It's got lots of no touch signs.
Yes. So the whole thing was done on a budget. The whole thing was done to try to inspire youngsters to get into the hobby and not spend a fortune to do it. So even though they look like big O gauge trains, they're actually not. They're actually double O gauge trains. I've just put shells to put on top of it. So that's a double O gauge class 73. I've just put a shell that fits over top of it. And so the red one there, that pushes that one, that's actually a Midland Flyer. So an 040 scale, cheapest Hornby train set they do. I've just literally done it all on the cheap, and that's what this track is here. I've cut the sleepers out, so it looks like bespoke, expensive track, but it's not. It's the cheapest train set. Made these buffers out of sleepers. So literally it's reused everything.
You went out for that.
I did. The copper piping, that's a marble run game. Have you seen that? The plastic tubes you run marbles through? You probably play at home. Yeah, that's what that is. All of that is that. Yeah, just reuse that. All the plate, concrete, that's a sheet of insulation board from the loft, the XPS stuff. Inspire youngsters to kind of have a go and not cost a fortune. Because the hobby does cost a fortune, but it doesn't have to start with. You can just kind of learn some skills, and if you learn how to do the modelling at this age, you don't have to spend a fortune on the modelling when you're older because you already know those skills. Yeah, you spend a fortune on the engines, but the modelling, you can get that enjoyment out of it. The whole layout, all the stock, all the engines cost less than my son's last train he bought for his layout. Yeah. So it's like, I'll build your whole layout for that. Challenge.
Great. Right?
Hours of fun. Yeah. Or as my wife would say, hours of peace.
Yeah.
Trying to inspire the younger generation to kind of get into the hobby, have a go.
And not adhere to the norm.
Yeah, not be that all day long, but actually have a go.
To do. Oh, it does work.
Yeah, which I've hidden. Yeah, so literally it's a cheap Hornby turntable, which is like a pie plate, and I've just kind of hidden it underneath kind of the same sort of structure as the rest of the
It
layout.
works. It's very effective. What the hell?
Yeah, as it starts moving, you can hear it. Oh yeah, that's a Hornby one.
You don't have to spend a lot.
No.
But what I can see, my son, he spent so much, and he hasn't got a layout yet.
Yeah, the last train he bought, I did all this for less than the last train he bought. So yeah, you don't have to spend a lot. Don't get me wrong, these trains are amazing and they've got sound and lights and he can control it from his phone or whatever. But
Steam comes out the front.
he's into modern stuff, so he doesn't do the steam. But But yeah, for the cost of what he would buy one of his trains, I did all of it.
Because you've used stuff that you wouldn't ordinarily.
No. Pringle tubes.
I wondered.
This is the stuff you can put underneath your stones in the fish tank for easy clean. That kind of black stuff you kind of push together. Yeah, toys. That's an old Star Wars toy that I made into a crane. Yeah, just use everything I can.
It shows you've got a brilliant imagination.
Fairy lights I picked up from Poundland. They had like snowmen and stuff. I pulled them off and then shove bits of Lego on the end to give them the blue light. Yeah.
Nice, I like it.
Nothing's safe.
No. If it don't fit.
Yeah, I'll make it fit, yeah. But the trains themselves, underneath the chassis, is a cheap Hornby 00 train. I've just built the shell to fit over top of it. So it's like 15 quid. I just built the shell that fits over top of it.
It's here.
What is it? I just made it up. Yeah, just the engine carrying. Or what's it made of? Do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I made it on my computer and 3D printed it.
Oh, I see.
So I took the measurements. Took the measurements of the train. Say that was the train.
I just couldn't think
No,
what
wait.
that was off of. That's
Yeah.
all.
No, I just made it up.
Even the trains delayed.
Yeah. I literally designed it myself. Subtracted the shape of the Smoky Joe.
Kind of car effects on the line at Chislehurst.
Well done.
Yeah. And once I've done that, so underneath here, there's like the Midland Flyer underneath there,
Oh,
and it
right.
just fits over top. I'm on.
Right.
Yeah. So it's
I must admit, you feel as if you want to help it, don't you?
Yeah, it's like. So it could be steampunk, it could be diesel punk, it could be Warhammer.
That's
Someone said
definitely
earlier that
punk.
they imagine Jack Nicholson being chased by Batman. It could be whatever
Yeah.
they want it to be.
Absolutely.
So my hobby is Warhammer Necromunda. So that's what it started off as. But there's no guns or anything. So it could be anything anyone wanted it to be, as long as they went away and was inspired to kind of have a go at kind of getting into the hobby.
Yeah. I like it. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.